Time now for Focus, and today we have a report on e-waste in India. We're talking millions of tons of discarded electronic devices per year, and only 10% of this waste is handled formally. Our team in India found that not having a proper e-waste recycling scheme is bad for the environment and the health of waste pickers.
This is Selampur in East Delhi, a recycling zone. Computers, printers, phones. Every day they arrive here from around the country to be sorted, dismantled and sold for parts. It's an illegal practice that sustains hundreds of shops, such as this one, run by Gulfarm. He opened it 12 years ago.
If we can get the right components, we repair these machines and sell them. We give them a second life.
In Selampur, nothing is lost. Items are either repaired or transformed into something else. Plastic, iron, aluminium, copper, all electronic material components have value. Gold is the most precious metal, found in the chip of printed circuit boards. To extract it, the cards are dipped in acid. It's dangerous, and the workers have no protection. What is not reusable is burned. The toxic fumes that are released pollute the environment and put the health of workers in danger. Workers include children who search the landfill. Aryan and Shabab are 11 and 13 years old. They've been working here for 6 years.
All this is junk, but inside there's copper, so for us it's useful.
India processes more than 1 million tons of electronic waste a year as the market for electronic goods grows. The country is the second largest smartphone market in the world after China. Nehru Place in South Delhi is the electronic center of the capital. Here, smartphones are sold for next to nothing.
This one has a good battery and a good quality camera.
And how much?
30 euros.
It's very cheap.
Yeah.
Low prices attract more consumers. Those who couldn't afford smartphones before can do so now. Others buy phones, only to discard them when the latest model arrives. To avoid the illegal processing of this waste, some NGOs collect electronic equipment to send to official recycling agencies. Chintan is one of them. Today, Vijay Bhatt and his team are at the University Zakir Hussain to recover old computers.
There is a lot of waste in India, but the problem is we don't have a good recycling system. 95% of the high technology waste produced in our country is going to the informal sector.
Look at all these old computers. We have to deal with increasing volumes of electronic waste. Just 10 years ago, there were far fewer computers than today. But now, technology improves even faster. Appliances become obsolete in less than a year, and we have no choice but to get rid of them.
This year, a law has been introduced forcing Indian companies to recycle 70% of electronic waste in the legal sector.
459 kilos. Today's a good day. We've managed to collect a lot. The goal we set ourselves was to reach 1 ton of e-junk within the months, and just today we've gathered over 450 kilos. But the amount of waste produced increases day after day. In 3 or 4 years' time, there will be twice as much e-junk because of increased domestic consumption. Earlier, people had 1 mobile phone. Now everyone has 2 or 3. So obviously there is more waste. As our consumption increases, waste increases.
For the moment, there's no inspection system in place to ensure that the new law is applied. This as more waste continues to flow into the Indian capital.
Now, for more on this, I'm joined in the studio by Joël Rouet, an economist specialising in India and the head of the Bridge Tank. Hello, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Now, before we go into recycling, I just wanted to ask you, in the report we hear how electronic goods are very low priced. Just how affordable are they in India?
They're becoming extremely affordable for a majority of people. First of all, the mobiles themselves, then the smartphones. 15 years down the line, we had, say, 4% of the population which had access to a landline. nowadays is nearly 100%. It's all the more affordable that, so the mass production makes it cheap, and it's all the more affordable that it brings money, because through your phone you get a job, you get a daily job when you're in the informal sector. Everyone wants to buy one.
So I imagine then the government wouldn't want to discourage that. It's a good thing then for there to be this consumption of goods. But then there's the issue of recycling. We saw in the report there that it can be bad for the environment. It can obviously have a negative effect on the health of the people who are picking up the waste. Why is there only 10% that's going through formal channels?
I think there's a transition process. I think the government takes it very seriously. First of all, you're right. There's a market for that, and the market is good for the transformation and modernization of the Indian economy because, for instance, e-governance is becoming very important in India. The problem is recycling, and it's a problem the whole world is facing, and laws are being put in place just now, or very recently, even in developed countries. And we've seen in the movie that that actually the issue is really of getting that from the informal sector to the formal sector. It's a matter of formalization. We've seen progress. There needs to be a review now that you have the law. But the second reason, which makes me kind of hopeful on progress, is that the figure they gave of a few million tons is exactly the clinching point where it becomes possible to industrialize that and to get back not just the gold, not just the copper, but say a dozen or so metals, which are extremely important for circular economy.
That's the thing. You would think that it's an economic opportunity to be able to use all these different elements, these different parts of discarded goods.
Yeah, it's a key economy. It's a key opportunity. China has started that already, and it's a need for, if you look at the global consumption of those metals, and if it's a need, on top of that, if you want to prevent your economy from being victim of the fluctuations of the prices of those metals. But an opportunity needed a local good environment, and I would tend to say that the Indian industry has an edge into that and has been in advance in the rest of the world on corporate social responsibility. Take just one example. The Tata Group, which is a conglomerate present in many sectors, has won many awards at the global level for innovation in corporate social responsibility. What was lacking was a law. You get the law. And what was lacking was the volume. You're getting the volume now.
Perhaps this is going to sound a little bit naive, but what about encouraging people to fix things rather than throw them away and get new ones and get the latest model?
Well, it's been tried. It's been tried in many other sectors and in many other devices. What is missing is a regulation for the producers to ensure sustainability, longer lifespan, if you want, for the devices. After that, to fix it becomes difficult because it's components with hundreds of parts, so it's difficult to fix that. But provided A, you ensure a longer lifespan of those devices, and B, you have a proper cycle for recycling, the problem can be solved within 5 years, I suppose.
So you sound pretty optimistic to me then that e-waste, even though there's more and more of it in India, there is the political will to do something about it, and India's on the right path.
Well, you can never predict the future, of course, but you can compare with other sectors. You can compare with the path or the trend which we've seen in other sectors, and India is serious on the environment issue. India sees the example of China, which is now facing loads of pollution problems, so India is considerate of that and is adopting a good mix between economic growth and environment sustainability.
All right. Well, thank you very much indeed for your time and your expertise, Joël Rouet. Thank you for watching. I'll be back in a few minutes. Stay tuned.